As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
That is the moment the verdict was read in the Kyle Rittenhouse homicide trial. The teen acquitted on all charges, collapsing, then hugging a defense attorney. The jury decision coming on the fourth day of deliberations in a case that combined explosive issues of race and policing with emotional reaction inside the courtroom and across the country. Thanksgiving boost. The CDC gives the green light for COVID-19 boosters to anyone 18 and older. Those shots available as early as this weekend. At the same time, new data shows COVID cases ticking up again in 30 states. A major win for President Biden's Build Back Better agenda as the House votes in favor of the $1.75 trillion social spending bill, with money for child care, universal pre-K, and the climate fight. But the legislation already facing an uphill battle in the Senate. The holiday storm threat, with more than 50 million Americans on the road and in the sky, heavy rain and wind set to push from the Midwest into the Northeast. Rob Marciano has an early look at the Thanksgiving forecast. The escape from a house of horrors. Nearly 4 years after breaking free from the captivity and abuse of their parents, 2 of the 13 Turpin children telling their story in an exclusive ABC News interview with Diane Sawyer. What they remember from the day that nightmare ended.
I had to make sure that if I left, we wouldn't go back and we would get the help we needed, because if we went back, there's no way I would be sitting here right now.
And what life is like for them now. Inside the NSA, ABC News given rare access inside the top secret arm of the Pentagon and the nerve center protecting the most sensitive and secretive information on the planet from the recent surge in cyber attacks. And our Lindsay Davis goes one-on-one with Cardi B on music and motherhood as the superstar gets ready to host the American Music Awards.
Ooh, the pressure on me. They got a lot of pressure.
And good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for streaming with us. I'm Phil Lipoff, in tonight for Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where a jury today acquitted Kyle Rittenhouse on all charges in his homicide trial, a decision triggering outrage for some, relief for others. Rittenhouse broke down, sobbing in court when the verdict came back after 26 hours of deliberation. He was just 17 and armed with an AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle when he shot 3 men, killing 2 of them during protests over the police shooting of Jacob Blake. Rittenhouse claimed self-defense and took the stand during the trial. The scene tonight so far has been quiet outside the courthouse in Kenosha, but authorities, including the National Guard, are on alert for any potential protests. The parents of Anthony Huber, who was shot and killed that day, said in a statement today there was, quote, no justice, no accountability in the verdict. And there has also been reaction from across the country, including at the White House, where President Biden said, quote, the jury system works and we have to abide by it. ABC's Terry Moran leads us off from Kenosha.
The defendant will rise and face the jury and hearken to its verdicts.
Kyle Rittenhouse trembling with emotion as the court clerk reads the jury's verdict.
The first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Those jurors, 7 women, 5 men, finding Rittenhouse not guilty on all the charges.
As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Immediately after, Kyle Rittenhouse bursts into tears, collapsing into his chair, embracing his attorney, overwhelmed by the moment.
Would you wish the jury pulled?
The jurors took their time sifting the evidence and law, deliberating for about 26 hours over the course of 4 days. Lead prosecutor Thomas Binger briefly reacting to their verdict in court.
The jury has represented our community in this trial and has spoken.
Rittenhouse claimed self-defense after he shot and killed Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber and wounded Gage Grosskreutz during a protest last year over the police shooting of a black man in Kenosha. The parents of Anthony Huber issued a statement. We are heartbroken and angry that Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted. There was no justice today for Anthony or for Mr. Rittenhouse's other victims. Today's verdict means there is no accountability for the person who murdered our son. It sends the unacceptable message that armed civilians can show up in any town, incite violence, and then use the danger they have created to justify shooting people in the street. Kyle Rittenhouse left the courthouse a free man. You see him here smiling in the backseat of a car after the verdict. His attorney, Mark Richards, spoke to reporters.
He wants to get on with his life. He has a huge sense of relief for what the jury did to him today. He wishes none of this would have ever happened.
This trial sparked a national debate about self-defense and vigilantism. Rittenhouse armed himself with an AR-15 and chose to go to those protests.
Kyle got in over his head. He might have been foolish to be in that situation in that moment, but foolishness is not a crime in the United States. And at the end of the day, he still had a right to self-defense in that moment.
For many black Americans who believe that a black man who did what Rittenhouse did would have been treated differently in court and on the streets, the verdict was painful.
We've been here every day of this trial, and it is disheartening to know that this system still does not work for justice. It's a miscarriage of justice. We saw the video, you saw the video.
Late today, President Biden reacted to the verdict.
I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works, and we have to abide by it.
Let's get right to Terry Moran now, who's outside that courthouse tonight. Terry, describe for us, if you will, what you heard when that verdict came down.
Well, there was a reaction out in front of the courthouse, a small knot of protesters, a lot more reporters, but it did really hit this community and the country, like a wave as people reacted on one side or the other. Also, Kyle Rittenhouse's reaction. You saw him there really collapsing in the moment, and you could tell, that whatever you think of him, this was a man on trial for his life, and it was a terrible strain on him. Afterwards, we heard from loved ones of the victims, of those who Kyle Rittenhouse shot, who are not victims under the law, but certainly to their families they are. And then more broadly, you felt this community kind of breathe a sigh of relief, right? There has been a great deal of concern about this verdict, about this trial. Right now, it is very calm here. Officials are calling for a peaceful reaction to the verdict, and it does seem like Kenosha is responding to that. This city has been through so much from last year until right now, and they're certainly hoping, the business owners that we've talked to, people on the street, that they can get through this verdict calmly.
Yeah, and Terry, let's look forward a little bit. This case hits on so many flashpoint issues of our time, like race, vigilantism, and guns in America. What message do you think this particular verdict sends to people who, say, may want to take up arms during times of unrest?
I think that is a big concern, certainly for Americans who are on the left, more on the liberal side. They see in this a validation of what Kyle Rittenhouse was doing. He says that he was out there to defend property, that he was invited to do so by people associated with one of the businesses he was trying to protect. But people see him in his tactical gear, out there with an AR-15, pretending to be an EMT, which he was not. And they see what he did, and they are concerned about the gun culture in the United States mixing with our very divisive politics. And the two they see in this instance, those two things coming together. People on the right see something very different. They see a patriotic young man that in a society that they feel too is kind of coming apart, he stepped forward into the breach to try to protect property and do the right thing. That's how they see it. So at the end of the day, what this case means for the country is it just ratchets up those divisions, those tensions, those conflicts even higher.
Polarizing verdict for sure. Terry Moran, thanks so much. And for more, we bring back ABC News contributor Shauna Lloyd, an attorney with the Cochran firm. Shauna, good to see you. Thanks for being with us again tonight. As Terry reports, this verdict is relief for some, outrage for others. Let's start with the reason the jurors acquitted him. Even if people are sitting at home thinking, hey, we would have never brandished a gun in a situation like that, never taken shots either. The case largely came down to what Rittenhouse himself thought and felt in those moments, right?
Absolutely, Phil. This case boils down to where he was when he had to take that form of lethal action, right? So what we're looking at is the circumstances surrounding him. We have to remember that it is a subjective standard, which means the jurors are going to be asked to look at where he was, what his situation was, and look through his eyes to determine whether or not the use of force was necessary. So we have to remember that. We also have to remember that the state has the burden here. The defense could not have put on any case at all, but the state must refute that he needed to have that self-defense. And here the jury came to the conclusion that self-defense was necessary in the particular instance that Kyle was in. Now, of course, the other hand, there are going to be a number of people that are going to say this verdict doesn't address the fact that he was 17 years old at the time. He had a high-powered firearm, and that he brought himself to the situation. And I think that when those individuals are looking at this particular verdict, they're going to not feel as though this verdict was just. So it's a little bit on each side there.
You talk about the jury having to look through his eyes. They also had to hear his voice. Certainly a gamble for any defendant to take the stand, but Rittenhouse took the stand, and we saw those tears. Do you think the decision to testify in this case was a game changer?
Absolutely. Anytime you have self-defense, it is you that the jury wants to hear from, because they have this subjective standard. So they want to know what you were thinking, what you were feeling, what was going through your mind, and how you felt. And I think that Kyle on the stand was able to connect with the jurors who, let's remember, are from the very same local area and may have had feelings about the individuals that were coming to protest. And he connected with them for them to feel that he was in a place where he felt he had no option.
Shawna, we heard Terry talk about this a little bit, and there will be some people who say race shouldn't have, or didn't play a role in this, but there is a lot of anger tonight. So just let me ask you right out, if Kyle Rittenhouse was black and he had the same jury makeup, only one person of color on that jury, do you think the verdict would have been the same?
I do not. In this country, and statistically, African-American and brown people typically get higher sentences. They are treated differently by the judicial system, and that's just a fact that is well documented. And I think that race always plays a part in this, because when jurors are looking at the defendant, they want to be able to understand him. And here they have a young man that likely looks like their son. He looks like their nephew. Is this someone that they can relate to, and that they felt that what he was saying was true, and they identified with that? So race always plays an instant. Even if it's not at the forefront, it's always in the back of our minds whenever jurors and any individual is encountering a situation.
Finally, Kyle Rittenhouse made a deliberate and, of course, fateful choice to bring that gun to a police protest and brandish it in a crowd. So do you think the takeaway for some people here is going to be that this kind of vigilantism is perfectly legal now in America?
I think that some people are going to walk away from this verdict and feel much more comfortable in arming themselves going into situations that may be volatile or could turn dangerous. I think that this is going to send a different message. However, I think that we have to really look at this in the totality of the circumstance and understand that although this particular instance they found self-defense, that is not the takeaway message from this. I think we also need to look at the broader picture. I think there's going to be a number of people that are going to want to address this, the gun issues in America, underage individuals with weapons, high-powered firearms, and their ability to have them in these very volatile and dangerous situations.
All right, Shawna Lloyd, thanks so much for the analysis. Really helps understanding the verdict. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Phil.
And now to another major headline this Friday night. The FDA, now the CDC, paving the way for COVID booster shots for everyone 18 years and older, 6 months after getting the second shot. The move is in response to concerns about a winter surge. 30 states now seeing a rise in cases of at least 10%. Our Ariel Reshef reports.
Tonight, an expected green light from the FDA could be hours away for some Americans who want to mix vaccines by boosting their original vaccine with a different brand. A source telling ABC News regulators will likely still recommend people get the same vaccine brand for their booster shot, but it won't be required.
We now know that J&J wanes more quickly than the mRNA vaccines, and being able to give more options to patients is important.
There is some evidence that people who got the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine may benefit more from a booster with an mRNA vaccine. A limited study looking at antibodies, which is just one measure of protection, found that an extra shot of the same Johnson & Johnson vaccine boosted antibodies by 4 times. But when J&J was boosted with Pfizer, antibodies jumped 35 times and 76 times after a boost with Moderna. Some who got the J&J vaccine still want to stick with it for their booster shot.
I'd rather stay with one course and just keep it that way.
Vaccinations are driving cases down across the country, but in 10 states with colder climates, as more people spend time inside, cases and hospital admissions are climbing again.
I really do not want to see another horrific fall-winter wave like we saw last year, and I think it's possible.
And tonight, experts are calling for more aggressive study on new variants. A descendant of Delta, AY.4.2, now makes up at least 6% of cases in the UK, where COVID deaths just hit their highest point since March. Researchers here in the U.S. are using genomic sequencing to identify and track new variants.
From the data that I've seen, cases of the AY.4.2 have been seen in about 5 states, maybe about 7 cases total.
99% of U.S. cases are Delta, but scientists want to know whether this new variant is more transmissible.
We need to remain vigilant, whether this variant will turn out to be a problem or not. Until this is controlled everywhere in the world, we all remain at risk.
Ariel Reshef joins us now. Ariel, how soon can people get these booster shots? And what a lot of people are asking is, once they get them, how quickly are they protected?
Well, Phil, those boosters can start going into arms immediately. CVS and Walgreens say they will start administering them tomorrow. After the shot, the body starts building antibodies within a few days, but it takes up to 2 weeks for peak protection. Phil?
Ariel, thank you. Now to Washington, where President Biden's nearly $2 trillion Build Back Better plan cleared the House today. President Biden calling the moment, quote, another giant step forward. However, its fate is far from certain in the Senate, where Democrats can't afford to lose a single vote. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports from the White House.
President Biden arriving back at the White House today after visiting Walter Reed Medical Center for his first physical as president.
I feel great. Nothing's changed. We're in great shape.
Unlike the Trump White House, the Biden team releasing a detailed health summary. The president's doctor pronouncing him a healthy, vigorous 78-year-old, fit to successfully execute the duties of the presidency. Biden declaring it a good day in more ways than one. This morning, the House finally passing his sweeping $1.75 trillion domestic agenda, including universal pre-K and a historic investment to fight global warming.
The Build Back Better bill is passed.
Cheers in the House, but still a long way to go. The bill now heads to the Senate, where passage is anything but certain.
Stephanie Ramos joins us now. And Stephanie, big question. Any indication on how soon the Senate could move on this?
Well, there's no set timeline right now, Phil, but I asked the president today when he arrived here at the White House when he would expect the bill to land on his desk ready for a signature. He said sometime after Thanksgiving. We shall see. But the Senate is on a break right now for Thanksgiving. They are back the Monday after the holiday. But we understand that lawmakers, they plan to work behind the scenes before the bill gets to the Senate floor, Phil.
Stephanie Ramos at the White House. Stephanie, thank you. Now to that holiday weather threat that our weather team has been eyeing now for the last few days, the storms that could potentially snarl travel for millions, starting as soon as this weekend. Our Rob Marciano is tracking it all for us. Rob, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Phil. The forecast for this storm is changing somewhat, and it's speeding up, and that's going to spell good news for folks in the east. But it's going to bring some pretty gnarly and snarly weather, at least for Monday and Tuesday in some spots. All right, let's fast forward the maps to Sunday afternoon, because that's really when this thing develops. It's not one of these storms that goes coast to coast. It kind of sets itself up over the Great Lakes. That's where the low gets cranking, and that's where the snows, lake effect snows, and the cold air will be. More rain, Pittsburgh, D.C., Philly, New York by Monday morning, pushing up into New England, could be heavy at times. And then by Tuesday morning, that front it should clear the coast. And at one point we thought that the low would retrograde and linger, and that would cause problems on Wednesday and Thursday. But at this point, Tuesday morning will be the blusterier time Is that a word? Blustery? I just made it up. We're looking at lake effect snows across parts of the Great Lakes, and then teens and 20s. That's no joke, Phil, all the way down into North Georgia by Tuesday morning. So definitely some cold air coming in behind this storm.
Yeah, that's exactly what people want to hear, Rob. You left off on Tuesday. Let's go to Wednesday. I know it's days out, but can you zero in on the big travel day? Any particular trouble spots you're looking at?
Well, with the speed of this storm, that's good news for Wednesday and Thursday for the East. So I think it'll be rather seasonable, maybe windy in eastern New England, but dry conditions really for much of the East, and finally drying out at some point for South Florida. But another weak front comes through the Great Lakes, Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay. You might get a little punch there. Rain and snow in the mountains, and relatively quiet in the west. There's a little storm that's lining up for, I think, Wednesday night into Thanksgiving Day for the Pacific Northwest, but that's not unusual for this time of year. So all in all, could be worse. Just, keep it tuned to your local ABC stations to let you know where your trouble spots are on the roadways where you live. Phil, have a great
I like your positive
week.
take on it, Rob. I really like the positive take. Optimism.
You got it, pal.
Thanks. As millions continue to prepare for what many hope will be the first semi-normal holiday season since the beginning of the pandemic, the pain at the pump and elsewhere will be felt as experts anticipate this being the most expensive holiday season yet. ABC's Kaylee Hartung in Los Angeles filing this report.
Tonight, more than 48 million people are preparing to hit the roads for Thanksgiving, nearly as many as before the pandemic. And they'll be paying the highest gas prices in 7 years. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of regular has soared nationwide to $3.41, up more than $1 from just 1 year ago. Prices up more than 60% across parts of the Northeast. The highest prices here in California, $4.70 on average.
Are these prices sustainable?
No. I mean, not if you're traveling.
And Thanksgiving air travel is up 80%, approaching pre-pandemic levels. 4.2 million Americans in the sky, paying an estimated 23% more for airfare than last year. And Thanksgiving meals up 14%, the most expensive ever for families.
And Phil, these rising gas prices, like these here behind me, analysts say have not leveled out just yet, but in the coming weeks, lower gas prices could be on the way. Phil?
Wow, 5 in front of that. Kaylee, thank you. When we come back, the dramatic video, a SWAT team moving in to rescue a woman who was taken hostage. With the cyber threats growing by the day now, our team given extraordinarily rare access inside NSA headquarters. But up next, the story of unimaginable courage after horrific abuse. Our Diane Sawyer with the incredible interview of 2 young women who are moving forward after making a daring escape from their parents and their house of horror. It's a story you've got to see.
This is what being live is all about.
Buy fuel.
This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back.
We're surrounded by people squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
All right, here we go. You ready? Let's do it.
Yes, it's the show America wants and America needs right now.
This is What Would You Do? Let's go. How are you?
Can I hug you?
Yeah.
So what will you be watching Saturdays on ABC News Live?
What would you do?
Hey, I guess I just found out.
The What Would You Do Marathon, 12 to 6 Eastern, every Saturday on ABC News Live.
My favorite show.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
what is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
This is American history, a violent white mob, a brutal attack, 300 black Americans killed right here in America. Now, it is time to uncover Tulsa's buried truth, the gripping story brought to light in a new podcast from ABC News, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
sex, gambling, fraud, betrayal, and murder. Cutthroat Inc., the podcast. A family on a mission to find their son. A year's worth of conversations with the killer. Cutthroat Inc. Subscribe for free now on your favorite podcast app. Assault on the Capitol, the ABC News original, exclusively on Hulu, now streaming. Now with so much on the line, more Americans are turning to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight than any other program across all of television.
We want you to take a look at these dramatic moments. An LAPD SWAT team swooping into a downtown LA apartment, fatally shooting a man who was holding a gun to a woman's head during a hostage situation. The incident took place last month. The victim could be heard screaming during the rescue, but she was safely taken away uninjured. Now to a powerful ABC News exclusive. Never before seen footage of a child's daring escape from unimaginable abuse at the hands of her own parents. Two sisters, Jordan and Jennifer Turpin, speaking out for the first time to ABC's Diane Sawyer about their lives in that house of horrors.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
I just ran away from home.
Do you know what street you're on?
No. I just ran away from home because I live in a family of 15, okay? Can you hear me? And we have abusing parents. Did you hear that?
Okay, how did they abuse you?
Okay. They hit us, they throw us across the room. They pull our hair, they yank out our hair. I have my two little sisters right now are chained up.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 17.
What's your name?
Jordan Turpin.
Okay, I'm going to connect you to the sheriff's department so that they can help you. One moment, don't hang up.
I won't. Thanks.
A second dispatcher picks up.
Hello?
Oh, yes, I'm still here.
Nearly 4 years later, this is Jordan Turpin, remembering that night.
My whole body was shaking, and when I was holding the phone, I remember the phone was I couldn't really dial 911 because I'm sorry.
Shaking too much?
Yeah, I was shaking, and so I was trying to dial 911, but I couldn't even get my thumb to press the buttons because I was shaking so bad. But I was trying to calm down. Thank you so much. I was trying to calm down so I could to do it, and then I finally pressed it, and when they answered, I literally never talked to somebody on the phone, and I was telling them everything. We don't go to school, we live in filth, how we starve and all this stuff. I had to make sure that if I left, we wouldn't go back and we would get the help we needed, because if we went back, there's no way I would be sitting here right now.
I don't know how you had the courage, never having spoken to anyone like that.
I think it was us coming so close to death so many times, and I was worried about my siblings, and when I saw them crying and worried, I just felt like I had to do it. I just wanted to do it. I wanted to help everyone.
Hi.
Is that the deputy?
Okay. Yes.
Go talk to him, okay?
Yes.
All right, bye-bye.
Hi, Jordan.
You're looking at the body camera footage from the deputy as he arrives.
What's going on?
Okay. I just ran away from home.
Okay.
And I live in a family of 15.
Okay.
My two little sisters right now are chained up.
They're chained up?
Yes.
Where are they chained up at?
On their bed. Now, Mother didn't chain them up just to be mean. Okay. They're chained up because they stole Mother's food.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sorry if I talk too much. Okay. I've never talked to anybody out there, so I've never been alone with a person, so this is very hard for me to talk. Okay.
Do your parents know you left your house?
No, they don't. I'm sick.
Do you take any medication?
What's medication?
Medication?
Yeah, what's medication?
Do you take pills? Do you take pills?
Oh, I don't think I've ever taken a pill before.
Okay.
Right, I haven't. But
The girl with the strange vocabulary nervously puts on a little hat, a reminder of one of her sisters who's depending on her.
our parents are abusing. They abuse us. But the reason I called and the reason I managed to get out here, this is one of the most scariest things I've ever done. I'm terrified. But I called because my 2 little sisters, they're chained up right now.
The deputy, a 9-year veteran of the force, is not sure what to make of this 17-year-old girl who looks so much younger. He is ending a graveyard shift, and it's been a hard night.
Robbery calls, assault calls, deputies were shot at.
He responded to the runaway call because he knows how they usually end. You take the kids back home to reconcile with their parents.
I decided to take it, thinking, hey, this might be a good way just to end my shift.
And then, on instinct, he asks a question.
Do you have pictures of that?
Yes, I can show you. I actually didn't have it, and then one of my sisters told me I need to get pictures.
You have pictures of your sisters chained up?
Yes, but they're in here. Okay. I don't have proof of everything, but I have proof that my sisters are chained up. So, see?
She doesn't seem to know the word bruised.
Here, you can look at that. See, those are the places that make it on them. And see how dirty she is? We're so filthy. We don't take baths. We don't.
How did your sisters get like this?
Okay.
Your parents chained them up?
Yes, because they stole food.
Okay.
But they stole it because they were hungry.
Who took this picture?
I did. I took those pictures.
Okay. You make sure to save these, okay?
Okay, I will.
Don't get rid of those.
I will. I won't.
That is just remarkable video that we're able to see now. Be sure to check your local listings to see more of this extraordinary reporting on 2020 tonight on ABC. Still ahead here on ABC News Live Prime, the investigation into the effects Instagram may have on mental health. We're going to have the details on that for you. Our Lindsay Davis sits down with superstar rapper Cardi B as she prepares to host the American Music Awards. And the holidays are upon us. We're going to take a look at the first major travel week by the numbers. But first, our tweet of the day, and stop me if you've heard this before. Adele has a new album out.
It's an extraordinary story.
A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
They let him turn himself into jail with no escort.
No one thought he would run.
How do you evade capture for 25 years? How do you do that?
Now, join the search, following the U.S. Marshals as they uncover new leads in a global manhunt. Can you help catch this fugitive?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man?
Have you seen this man? Listen and join the all-new hunt wherever you get your podcast.
World News Now.
And America This Morning.
The best new video.
The breaking news overnight.
Emergency crews called to the town of Surfside.
U.S. airstrikes hitting targets in Iraq and Syria.
The stories people are talking about.
If you don't want to shave your legs, don't. I was gonna say.
Oh my. Got it.
And what to expect in the day ahead.
ABC World News Now and America This Morning.
Starting at 2 a.m. Eastern.
Up all night to keep you up to date.
Right now, with so much at stake, Sunday mornings, this is the place. Taking on all the tough questions, straightforward reporting, no spin, no hype, no bull. See why Sunday mornings, more and more Americans are now turning first to ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos.
Welcome to This Week.
Let's do this! When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in the morning, darling, I'll be by your side. I'll be there by your side. I'll be everything you wanted. I'll be there by your side. If you need a light to shine it.
America.
This is what being live is all about.
Rise, fuel.
This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people
squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the Friday before Thanksgiving, so of course we're going to take a look at holiday travel by the numbers. More than 53 million Americans are expected to travel on the roads and in the skies this Thanksgiving holiday, according to AAA. That is up 13% from 2020 and marks the highest single-year spike since 2005. All told, travel volumes will be close to pre-pandemic levels. The TSA expects 2.4 million people to travel through U.S. airports just on that Sunday after Thanksgiving, the busiest travel day of the year. And unfortunately, flights could be disrupted a bit because of staffing shortages and a storm on the horizon. 3 busiest U.S. airports will be Atlanta International, that's first, followed by Dallas Fort Worth and Los Angeles International, that's according to Hopper. But most Americans, 48 million of them, will travel by car or by bus. And if you're driving, you can expect to pay around $3.35 a gallon at the pump. That's just pennies from the highest Thanksgiving gas price ever recorded. And still ahead here on Prime, these new images of that Chinese tennis star raising a lot more questions. And the prosecution rests, then Elizabeth Holmes takes the stand in her high-stakes Theranos trial. And the protest song that won Urban Song of the Year at the Latin Grammys. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
Seems to change just about every day.
what is it that you really want to know, need to know,
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Now streaming on ABC News Live.
It's all about you.
The interview you've waited almost 4 years for.
This is 911.
The amazing escape behind the door of a nice house. The unimaginable.
The only word I know to call it is hell.
And somehow, from within darkness, the courage and finding hope in the most unexpected ways.
I don't know where we would be if we didn't watch Justin Bieber.
Escape from hell to hope.
Oh my gosh, this is so free. Like, this is life.
The Diane Sawyer special event tonight on ABC. This is what being live is all about.
Rise, fuel.
This is ABC News Live.
All right, we're gonna move back. Let's move back. We're surrounded by people
squeezing into this bomb shelter.
We're on an urgent delivery run.
Not afraid to go there.
So my question, Mr. President, what are you so afraid of?
Breaking news, live events.
This is the moment.
Streaming straight to you, anytime, anywhere.
You just met one friend right here.
You're watching ABC News Live. Thanks for streaming with us.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
On day 4 of deliberations, 7 women and 5 men finding 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all 5 counts. Rittenhouse visibly shaken and in tears as the decision came in, hugging one of his defense attorneys.
We're very happy with the verdict.
Demonstrators outside the courthouse as the news broke.
We're not satisfied.
The teenager was 17 years old last August when he shot 3 people, killing 2 of them during protests over the police shooting of Jacob Blake.
President Biden weighing in a statement saying while it will leave many Americans feeling angry, we must acknowledge that the jury has spoken.
The jury system works, and we have to abide by it.
The CDC director signing off on the decision to authorize Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 booster shots for all U.S. adults over the age of 18. This is huge. That means tens of millions more Americans will be eligible for that third shot heading into the holidays. Anyone who received the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine already eligible to get a booster. All 3 types of COVID-19 vaccines offering strong protection against severe illness and death and hospitalization without boosters.
The rate of disease is markedly lower for those who received their booster shot.
New images have now emerged of that missing Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai, many now questioning the authenticity of the photos posted by a reporter with China's state-run media, showing her with her cat and stuffed animals. She's not been seen in public since accusing a former government official of sexual assault.
China's foreign ministry says it's not aware of the controversy. The UN is calling for proof of her whereabouts.
We think it would be important that there's an investigation into her allegations of sexual assault.
We join in the calls for PRC authorities to provide independent and verifiable proof of her whereabouts and that she is safe. PRC has zero tolerance for criticism and a record of silencing those that speak out, and we continue to condemn those practices.
At least 10 state attorneys general launching an investigation into Instagram. Authorities looking into the social media app's mental health impact on young people. The Massachusetts Attorney General accusing Facebook, now Meta, of, quote, exploiting children in the interest of profit. Instagram says it's introduced parental supervision tools and other features to help protect teens.
A reality TV star's assistant has pleaded guilty to his role in a telemarketing scheme, and now he's cooperating with federal prosecutors. Stuart Smith was the assistant to Jen Shah, one of the stars of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. He changed his plea in court today on multiple charges, including conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Together, the charges carry a maximum of 70 years in prison. Shah was arrested and charged at the same time. However, she has maintained her innocence.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but not when the city hosts the Latin Grammys. The 22nd annual award show began with Gloria Estefan kicking off the night with a high-energy performance. Along with Rubén Blades, who won Album of the Year. The anthem, Patria y Vida, won Song of the Year. The song became the soundtrack of the Cuban protest that took place over the summer. But stealing the show, Christina Aguilera. With her new female anthem, Pa Mis Muchachas.
All right, now on to the other high-profile trial making headlines across the nation. 3 men accused in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. The defense has rested. Closing arguments are set to begin on Monday. But today, defense attorney Kevin Goff once again asked the judge for a mistrial, saying that black pastors inside the courtroom and protesters outside are having an undue influence on the jury, even making this incredible claim.
This is what a public lynching looks like in the 21st century.
So after that, the judge denied the request for a mistrial. Goff also asked prosecutors for a plea deal for his client, William Roddy Bryan, who took the video of the shooting. But prosecutors turned that offer down as well. And a surprise development from another major case we are following out of San Jose. Late today, the defense in the Theranos trial called company founder Elizabeth Holmes to the witness stand. The legal move comes after the government rested its months-long case, I should say, against Holmes, who has pleaded not guilty to several counts of fraud connected to her blood testing startup. She is accused of swindling hundreds of millions of dollars from prominent investors. Now to an ABC News exclusive from inside the National Security Agency, the top secret arm of the Pentagon, responsible for electronic spying and stopping hackers from causing mayhem. ABC's Pierre Thomas was given extraordinary access to the agency's nerve center, where TV cameras have never been allowed before.
You're looking at one of the most sensitive and secretive rooms on the planet.
This is military, civilian, contractor, this is Department of Defense, this is intelligence community, this is other agencies of our government.
And unlimited reach?
Unlimited.
The NSA Integrated Cyber Center. ABC News is the first network ever allowed to bring cameras inside.
I did want to show you just kind of the layout here.
General Paul Nakasone oversees the world's most powerful electronic spy agency. This room is the nerve center of the NSA and U.S. Cyber Command. Agencies supercharged with the world's most advanced spyware and most creative hackers to peer overseas into virtually anything that has wires.
If you think about what time means in cyberspace, the advantage goes to those that have speed and agility.
We conducted our interview in what's known as the Battle Bridge, the place the general goes in a crisis.
That's our floor. That's where we just were.
I don't mean to be humorous, but it feels very James Bond. With cyber threats spiking, Nakasone says he's seeking to have his agencies evolve, step out of the shadows, and engage more with other federal agencies and the private sector.
What we don't want to have is a failure to imagine what's happening.
Who is the enemy?
Nation states such as Russia and China and Iran. We also have a series of what we call proxies, and then clearly we have criminals.
Nakasone says there are millions of attempted hacks against the military every day, and the battlefront at home is no less challenging.
Welcome to Dreamport. This is one of 2 labs that we have in the facility.
The U.S. Cyber Command has developed a Dreamport facility, in part to foster innovation in hacking defense and offense. Dreamport built this miniature city to practice real-world attacks, to investigate better ways to keep us safe. Dreamport's hackers showing they can turn off city lights, cause a water park to flood, disrupt traffic lights, halt the city's ports.
All of the devices that power this model city are real, actual devices that you would find out in the real world.
In recent months, so-called ransomware attacks have been exploding. Schools, hospitals, even our food supply chain have been hit.
Well, if you would have asked me that a year ago and said, hey, Paul, what about ransomware? You know, I probably would have said something to the effect of, that's really a criminal matter. It's not something we do.
The general agrees that the Russian-based ransomware attack that shut down Colonial Pipeline, which is responsible for 45% of the East Coast fuel flow, was a seminal moment for the American public.
When you saw people pulling up to stations that said closed, what were you thinking?
I think at that point in time, I was like, we need to surge on this issue. What do we need to do to make sure that we can assist in any way possible?
Pierre Thomas joins us now from Washington. Pierre, extraordinary access that we just saw. We are, of course, now under a year until the midterm elections. I imagine that room will be very key to preventing bad actors from interfering with our elections.
Indeed, it will, Phil. When we spoke to the general just the other day, he talked about election security now being one of their top priorities. Who would have thought that just a few years ago before the 2016 elections? But he's now saying that it is something that they're taking under vast consideration, that in fact in the 2020 recent presidential campaign of last year, that they took a number of offensive actions to thwart attacks against our election system. So it is very much a priority.
And Pierre, as you mentioned, ABC was literally the first network allowed to bring cameras inside. What else from your time inside that sensitive and secretive room do you want to or can you share with us?
Well, I think the thing I was struck most by is the scale of this new front, this new war front for the United States, that the general talked about the fact that there are millions, and he used the word millions, of attempted attacks against just the military alone every single day. Adversaries trying to infiltrate our network. And also the notion that it's such a nimble and fluid threat environment in terms of cyber warfare that I was really struck by the fact that during the interview he said that he learned about the Colonial Pipeline hack from the media, and that family members called him and say, hey, you're the NSA director, what is going on here? And that he knew at that moment how serious the situation was, and he's now devoting serious resources to dealing with this particular issue. In fact, he said a year ago, if you asked him if ransomware, the notion of bad guys infiltrating computer networks and demanding money in order to unfreeze them or unlock them, he would have said that's probably a criminal matter, not something that the NSA needs to deal with.
Not anymore. All right, Pierre Thomas, thanks so much.
Pleasure.
All right, she is funny, charismatic, a rapper, entrepreneur. Now Cardi B can add the title of host to her list of credentials. Our Lindsay Davis got to sit down with her for this wide-ranging interview. Take a look.
She's a chart-topping music superstar, Cardi B.
I know that's right. Cardi B got you nervous.
But at this year's American Music Awards,
oh my God.
She's not just a former winner and current nominee, she is also host. Congratulations, first time hosting the AMAs. When they first asked you about it, what was your reaction?
I was a little oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. I don't know if I got it in me. I feel like I've been so antisocial or in the house too much because of COVID. And it's like, you know what? It's going to be fun.
The executive producer of the show said that you're going to excite the audience, that you're going to push the limit, and you're going to be delivering a show that will be remembered forever.
Ooh, the pressure on me. They got a lot of pressure. I mean, how can I excite the audience? Should I show my child? No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I'm just going to be myself.
Being herself has attracted more than 100 million followers to her Instagram. The hip-hop artist is known for keeping it real and being unapologetically herself.
This natural here, like, this is not nappy here.
Is there an alter ego? Is Belle Calise different from Cardi B?
I definitely feel like something inside of me that I don't know, like something just awakes in me. But when I'm on TV shows, for some reason, I just get so nervous that I just be like, oh my goodness.
So performing on the big stage, you're actually more at home.
Yeah.
Press. Cardi don't need more press.
You have a vision board, right?
Yeah.
Was maybe this kind of thing a part of the vision board?
Well, I never thought I would be hosting the AMAs. I never really saw that for me. And right now, my vision board is, I just got a house in New York. I want to buy a house with my husband in LA. So that's my next on my vision board. And what else? Another baby in like 2 years and driving businesses.
Building an empire, all before the age of 30, and now a newly minted mother of 2. She and her daughter, Culture, have already graced the cover of Vogue together, and in September, she gave birth to a baby boy whose name she hasn't yet released. How is that being a mom of 2 now with the whirlwind career?
It's a lot. I have to just divide my time with both because my daughter, she gets a little bit territorial sometimes. And like, you know, they were under the weather just this week, and it just drove me insane. Like I was up all night. It's a lot, but I love it. It feels so, it's a lot of happiness in my soul.
When it comes to the children, is Offset hands-on?
He is definitely hands-on. Sometimes he just be too hands-on, and I be like, listen, I got it, all right? I know what I'm doing too. Okay, you got 5 kids, but this ain't my first rodeo anymore.
While Cardi says she's right at home on the stage, she's not quite ready to transition out of the studio. Might you ever have a Spanish language album?
You know, everybody always tell me that all the time. I love the excitement and the rush that I get when I drop a song and people react to it. I love it. I love that feeling. It's a crazy adrenaline.
Looking forward to the AMAs. Lindsay, thank you. And coming up on Prime, a conversation with 4 older and very funny men who've taken the internet by storm.
It was a scary time. In the 70s, you had multiple bodies showing up in Los Angeles.
There were so many murders happening. You had to have a name for it, serial killer.
There was a human head in there. This was premeditated evil.
You have this clock. This person is going to do this again.
It's me against the killer. Who's going to win?
We'll see who laughs last.
What came next was unlike anything they had ever seen.
Whitney Houston.
I'm not a person who wants to die.
Kobe Bryant.
No matter what happens, the storm eventually ends.
John Ritter.
There was so much beauty in his life.
Richard Pryor.
The funniest person on the planet.
Robin Williams.
He was a meteor that came to the world.
Superstars. Unbelievable lives gone too soon. Sunday, watch the Superstar Marathon event special. Streaming only on ABC News Live. The interview you've waited almost 4 years for.
This is 911.
The amazing escape behind the door of a nice house. The unimaginable.
The only word I know to call it is hell.
And somehow, from within darkness, the courage and finding hope in the most unexpected ways.
I don't know where we would be if we didn't watch Justin Bieber.
Escape from hell to hope.
Oh my gosh, this is so free. Like, this is life.
The Diane Sawyer special event tonight on ABC.
Take a look at this ridiculous and really illegal scene on a California freeway. Bags of money and cash everywhere, stopping traffic after an armored vehicle littered the freeway with the money. Drivers could be seen jumping out of their cars just to get some of it. It's unclear how much money fell out of the vehicle, but authorities do say that people who took it need to either return it or face charges. We turn now to our weekly segment, TikTok, where we interview some of our favorite TikTokers, taking a closer look at the story, of course, behind the big sensation. And joining us now, the Old Gays, a group of 4 gay social media creators who are taking TikTok by storm with their growing 3+ million followers, not to mention they range in age from their mid-60s to their late 70s. Robert, Mick, and Bill, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And before we get started, we just want to say that we did, of course, invite Jesse, but he's traveling and couldn't make it. So we are happy to have 3 of the 4 of you with us. First, I want to talk about your friendship that you've built. And it shines through on camera. And I think that's so important, the realness of what you're doing. Mick, curious to know how you all met, and do you live together?
Mick and I live together. Bill a few blocks down the street, and then Jesse right across the street. So we're very close together, and just through neighborhood contact, we became friends over the year.
I think just as
Here
you are. Just a casual viewer, I think you watch the TikToks and you see how much you guys like each other and how real the relationship is. I want to, for our viewers, play this clip that has more than 3 million views, and it's about your coming out experiences.
When I was growing up, my father was always trying to out me. Well, here I am, free, proud, and gay as can be.
My father suddenly died while I was in college, and I wasn't sure about my future. But here I am today, 78, proud, and still chugging along.
This is me at 20, 1 year before attending my first Pride. I was uncertain of who I was. Now, 55 Prides later, I know exactly who I am.
55 Prides later. I think that particular clip, as I said, viewed more than 3 million times, is going to be so important to so many people who are trying to be their true, authentic self. Let's talk about the phase that you're in right now. Now that you are doing these TikToks and so happy with where you are, how would you reach out to younger folks on TikTok, especially those who are going to be looking at that particular TikTok that you made and really resonating with them?
Well, I basically think that our audience on TikTok is actually really the majority of our women between the ages of 20 and 30 years old. So we are reaching out to them, and it's a very good feeling to have, especially when they reach out to us and say, "You made my day. This is great. Love you guys." It just feels wonderful to be reaching out to young people and making them happy.
I am curious, how did you come up, 2 questions. How did you come up with your name, first of all, and who does all your shooting for you?
Well, that's really, the name The Old Gays was coined by John Bates, who is Ryan, the voice behind the camera, his boyfriend at the time, who was living also with us. And then he and Ryan met, and they've subsequently married. But I think it was John who first coined the name Old Gays. Yeah. And Ryan is the genius behind the camera. And he comes up with the ideas, and we just follow through with him.
And very frequently, we have no idea what we're going to be filming before the film shoot. He springs something on us because he's trying to capture the spontaneity of our reactions.
And I think that's a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think that's a very big part of our success, too, is the fact that we are authentic. We're not scripted at all. it comes from the seat of our pants.
And you know what? You see that the minute you watch your videos. One final question for you. I would think anybody who wants to be themselves, no matter what it is, would look at what you're doing and take to it and gain inspiration from it. Do you think?
I think so. I think we get that feedback through the viewer comments in many forms.
One of the things that Ryan has been mentioning when they've been doing some of the demographic research is we're starting to develop a following among, if you can believe it, straight guys.
I can believe it.
Yeah, and I think the message is very clear. As Bill likes to say, you know, be yourself.
That's right.
That's the only person that you can be. Sometimes you go through tough times being yourself, but that's the only way you can get through life and be happy and prosper.
That right there is why people like you so much and why the 3 million followers are growing even as we speak. By the way, I'd be remiss if I didn't say you're ridiculously physically fit. I don't know how you do that at your age, but I mean, my goodness. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. Clearly you work out a lot.
He works at it. I can vouch for that.
I absolutely bet he does. Robert, Mick, Bill, TikTok stars, the old gays, thank you so much for the conversation. Look forward to your next video.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Great, guys. And before we go tonight, the image of the day. Just a man walking down a New York City street dressed as a Christmas tree, or here in New York, we like to say, a Friday. That's our show for this hour. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Phil Lipoff. Thanks for streaming with us.